Hey, that's pretty cool. Welcome here to Wednesday. We got another fun one over there. A Alpine White F10 M5. Looks like an LCI, maybe not. Might be the 13 headlights. Either way, I think that one would be more fun. But I would probably take the M5 because, you know, M5 more usable. Anyways, I'm going up to Escondido. I'm going to get a haircut. I've been doing laundry all morning. We're headed out of town tomorrow for a couple short days, little road trip. License plate on this thing is M Beast, but instead of an S, it's a 5. Cool. Okay, we are in the black 2007 car that still needs a windshield. And here's the latest on what this thing needs and what it'll take to get it done. So I just finished installing. I wanted to test it before I buttoned everything up and put the seat back in a normal position. But I put in the seatbelt bypass. It's a 2-part kit, same one we did on my dad's car. Part number 1, you unplug the seat occupancy sensor under the car and plug the module in instead, and then let the occupancy sensor wiring hang, and I'll zip tie it up out of the way. Part number 2 is now it thinks the seat's always occupied, so then it would put the seatbelt on light on the dash. So then you have to come up here, pop off that cover, and then repin 2 things that just tells the car that the seatbelt's always plugged in. So that's done. No more seatbelt or airbag lights on the dash, which is excellent. That worked. I cleared the codes that went away. All E60s that I've ever programmed, and that's like 3 of them. I know it's a small sample, but they all have a code for the fogging sensor, which I found out is back up here, and I guess it detects when the windshield is fogging, and it turns that on for you. Kind of a cool feature if it worked, though it never does. So I followed the ISTA Plus, I don't know what they call it, the little procedure to see if it's working or not, and they give you the diagram and then tell you what lines to probe. So I have my voltmeter and line probes there. And we're looking for between 4 and 6 volts, and I get absolutely nothing. So I follow the wiring diagram and see that the voltage comes from here, which is the HVAC panel, and it's in this connector. So I did a continuity test between here and there, and the line is reading 0.0 resistance, which is good. So the lines are good. So I'm thinking maybe the problem is in here. I guess I could measure the voltage outputs here and see if I'm getting the 4 to 6 volts. And yes, I did have the climate control panel on. We're still not getting any voltage. Then it also gives you a procedure to plug into the sensor itself and measure I guess there's a frequency you can measure there at the sensor. It should be between 30 and 40 hertz, and I get 0. So maybe the sensor's bad too, or I just don't know how to use my instruments. Either way, it doesn't really matter. It's not a big deal. Of course, there's no lights on the dash for something like that, but I thought if I could figure it out on this car, maybe I could figure it out on my dad's, and then we'd have E60 M5s with not one code, once we get the steering angle sensor fixed, that is, in all of the systems, which would just be incredible to have one of these cars that doesn't have 60 things it's barking about. That goes off completely randomly. I don't know why. It has since we've had it. It would certainly seem that the gears are stripped in this mirror. You can kind of set it right, but that's going to be a problem for him later. Told me not to deal with it. It's nice out, and I have energy, and it's only like 8:15, even though it feels like midnight. And the Grizwalds are here. Take a look at this display. This is something extraordinary. Wow.